Hey, what is good, my dudes? Welcome back, welcome back. Everything is good with you and everything good with me. So, it is time for more Hack the Box starting point. Today we are going to do Unified, which is the fourth box in tier 2 of starting point. I don't really have any announcements or anything, so let's just go. Let's just get started. Alright, so I'm on the VPN. I did have an attempt at this box yesterday, but I was not successful because I had other stuff that I needed to do. But today, I'm hoping I can just run straight through it, do everything first try, and move on to the next box. Oh, also, there have been quite a few new people on the channel, so I just want to say, welcome. Welcome. I think we went from like 18 subscribers to 33 in like a couple days, so that was crazy. Welcome. Alright, we have an IP address. So, question number 1. Which are the first 4 open ports? Let's go find out. So we just do nmap and then the IP address. Very easy. 22, 6789, 8080, and 8443. Very, very easy first question there. Question number 2. What is the title of the software that's running on port 8443? Let's find out. So what we're going to do is nmap the IP address -p 8443, and then we're going to do -sc-sv, and that should do it. And we have our title as Unify Network. So you could just chuck that in there. Very, very easy start. You know, simple things, just running nmap. Liking this so far. Question number 3. What is the version of the software that's running? Let's go and have a look. So what I'm thinking is, since we got 8443, maybe we can go to 8443 and just have a look. Maybe it's like a web page we can look at. No? Okay. Maybe we go to 8080 instead. I think that's how I did it. Yeah, that's how I did it. So you head to 8080, you get Unify Network. That is what we want. And then we can see that the version is 6.4.54. And that is your answer to the next question. Question number 4. What is the CVE for the identified vulnerability? We can find this, or the way I found it yesterday is by just doing Unify Network 6.4.54, was it? Let's see. Let me just double check. Yes, it was. Okay, so 6.4.54 vulnerabilities. And usually, the big one that you want is quite close to the top. Let's go this one this time, because I feel like that would have put me in a better position. Let's have a look. So we have CVE 2021 44228. Let us have a look. CVE 2021 44228. 228, rather. So that's the one you want. What protocol does JNDI leverage in the injection? So let's read up about this vulnerability first. See if we can find anything about it, because that could be quite interesting actually. There's a little supplementary material for this video. Let's go find out what this is all about. Unify Networks, CVE 2021 44228. Apache Log4j 2. That version through that version, JNDI features used in configurations, log messages and parameters do not protect against attacker-controlled LDAP and other JNDI-related endpoints. An attacker who can control log messages or log message parameters can execute arbitrary code loaded from LDAP servers when message lookup substitution is enabled. This behavior has been disabled by default. The LDAP protocol is Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, and it's kind of how you query for various things, objects in an Active Directory environment, for example. Say you were going to send an email to someone else at your university, work, school, whatever. You type in their first name, and then their email address comes up. That is likely the result of an LDAP query. I guess the clue is also kind of in the name. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, Active Directory Access Protocol, you can see everyone in the directory. But it also applies to objects and other things like computers, service accounts, and so on. Might not make too much sense right now, but it will later. But also, that kind of gives you the answers to this question. What protocol does JNDI leverage in the injection? LDAP. There you go. Question number 6. What tool do we use to intercept the traffic, indicating the attack was successful? A couple of ways you could do this. You could do this with Wireshark, and you could just see what's going on over a particular interface on your computer, but you could also use TCP dump. To be quite honest, I got a bit further in this box and I didn't have to use that at all, but you can do that if you want to. I'm not going to, but the answer is TCP dump. Question number 7. What port do we need to inspect intercepted traffic for? That would be 389, which is the default LDAP port. That is unencrypted LDAP as well, so everything is sent in clear text. Not the one you want to be using in an enterprise environment. You want to use 636, I think is the encrypted one, but the answer to question number 7 is 389. Question number 8. what port is the MongoDB service running on? Now, to do this, we're going to have to be on the box, because when we did our nmap scan, no MongoDB here. You can't see any MongoDB port right here. But we do know that it's running MongoDB because this question is telling us that, which means it must be running internally so that it can only be accessed from the actual device itself. And for that, we are going to bust out MSFConsole. Okay, so MSFConsole. Let's get in there, and we're going to find an exploit for this vulnerability, or we're going to try to. I've already gotten this far. I know there is one. So we're just going to go and try and find that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for Unify, and I'm just going to see what we have. We're looking for something kind of related to, I think it was log4j. Unify, no. Ubiquity Unify backup, no. We have this one right here. Ubiquity Unify log for shell. Here we go. Network application unauthenticated JNDI injection RCE. Well, that sounds kind of like what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say use 13, and then we're going to go through our options, and we're just going to see what we need to change in order to get this going. So first one I see is our hosts. So we're going to do set our hosts. Remember that it's our hosts with an S on the end and not just our host. And then we're going to chuck our IP address in there. I'm also going to do set lhost to ton0, I think I'm on today. Let me just do ifconfig really quickly. Yeah, ton0 port is already set for us. I think that is all we need. So we should just be able to point and shoot, type run, hit enter. No. Oh, okay. My bad. We also need a server host. So that is just the network interface to listen on. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to do set SRV host to ton0 as well, so that the box can actually access our server host when it's putting up its... this exploit is going to make it call back to us in some way. We need to give it a server to call back to. So that is what we're setting there. Going to hit run. Hopefully... Oh, yep, target's vulnerable, sending serialized Java object to execute the payload. And it would seem as though we have a shell. We do have a shell. So that's cool. Right, we now have a shell. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this shell, because this is a very useful skill to have. Currently, we have some strange regular shell. It's just like boring regular Linux shell. But we want a Meterpreter shell because you can do more stuff with it, like running post modules if need be. I'm not sure if we do, but if we wanted to do that, this is very good for us. So I'm going to hit Control Z or Control Z if you are an American, and then I'm going to search for upgrade, I think is how I found it last time. Let's see what we have. I think I did type upgrade. What was it? Oh, here we go. Number 28. Shell to Meterpreter. That's what we want. So we're going to use 28. I'm going to do options. We're going to see that we just have to set session. Okay, very nice. Oh, we have to set lport and lhost as well. So set session. I only have one session, so it's going to be session 1. And we're going to do set lhost to ton0. And we're going to run it. Hopefully it's going to upgrade our shell to a Meterpreter shell, and that's going to keep things nice and stable for us. And we can see we now have a new Meterpreter session, number 2. Very nice. So now we can do, oh, hold on, let me just hit enter. Sessions-I to interact with the session, and then do 2. And now we're in a Meterpreter shell. Very nice. I'm going to drop back down into a shell because, but you get the idea. So now, we know that we are looking for, what port is the MongoDB service running on? Let's find out. So if I was to try and check that, I would look for the processes that are running on the system, and I would see if any of them are called MongoDB or Mongod or whatever the binary is called. I'd see if any of that has been run. So the way to do that is ps-aux. Let me just search up what AUX does. ps-aux. Let's see what's occurring. What does aux mean in ps-aux? That's exactly what we want to know. All processes for all users, show the owner, and show those not attached to a terminal. So just basically show us everything that's going on. So we are going to run this ps-aux, and we are going to see that we have a few different things running here. So we've got Docker, we've got more Docker, Unify, we have, yeah, this is all just related to Unify. Here we go, we have a database, we have bin mongod, that's what we want, and it's running on port 27117. Very nice. So that is our answer right there. Question number 9. What is the default database name for Unify applications? We need to go and figure out how to connect to this MongoDB database. MongoDB Cli. Let's see if we have anything like that. Mongo Cli command line tools sounds a bit more up our alley. Mongo Cli sounds like a special tool we might want to be using. MongoDB shell. That's once you're already on there. Maybe I do need to go to Mongo Cli. How to connect to MongoDB. Oh, I googled it yesterday. There it is. The Mongo shell. Right. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. So we literally just do Mongo and then the port. Okay, easy enough. So we're going to do down here, Mongo -- port 27117, was it? And we are connected. Very nice. Okay, so now I saw earlier we had some MongoDB commands and I was very interested in using those. So let's see if I can find them again. We have our MongoDB commands here. Let's see if we can see anything easily. Okay, well, I already know how to do it, so I'm just gonna... I really want to find you guys a resource that I could give to you. But the way you can show your databases is to do show DBs. And these are all of your databases. The one you want is ACE. That is a default database for Unify applications and is also the answer to question number 9. Question number 10. What is the function we use to enumerate users within the database in MongoDB? Let's see if I can find that resource again. Let's just have a look right here. See if this resource has anything interesting about MongoDB. There you go. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is a great resource. Why did I not use this before? Okay, so post-exploitation, cracking hashes. Let's dump password hashes from the local database, execute the following command, using your reverse shell to dump a JSON array of users, their privileges, and most importantly, password hashes. This is going to show you all the users, and then this is going to put them into JSON format. So the answer to that question is actually db.admin.find, and then 2 brackets like that. And that gives you the answer to question number 10. Very nice. Question number 11. What is the function we use to update users within the database in MongoDB? So this is where I got to yesterday. And the answer is most likely going to be db.admin.update. That is the case. Kind of tracks based on, find is for finding users, update for updating users. We've got to go and find the password for the root user. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use this guy's command. And I'm going to run it inside of our shell. And I'm going to see if I can find all the users. Oh, hold on a minute. I have to use ACE, I think. There we go. Then I can do find all the users. Very nice. So now... Oh, sorry. Let me just clarify. What I did there was I just typed use ACE to use that particular database. And now we're running the commands inside of that database, which is db-admin find for each print JSON. Now, I know that up here, we have our admin account, and this is the hash. But I'm not too sure that this can be cracked, since the actual questions for this box are, how do you update the user? I feel like it's an uncrackable hash. I'm going to try it anyway, just in case. Let me just use a share word lists, rocku.txt. And I've put my hash there. Let me put it in quotes, actually, just in case. And home, and we can put another quote at the front. Let's see if it auto detects it. It should do. bcrypt. Okay, it's gonna make me... Oh no, it auto detected. Very nice. Let's see if this runs. See if I can crack it nice and quickly. While that's cracking, let's just dive a bit deeper into this article. So Sprocket Security have written this up, fully exploiting this unified network vulnerability to get complete access to the system below it. I'm looking at this command here, which is Mongo port 2, same port that we're on. Don't make me read it, I'm terrible at reading. And what they have done is db-admin insert, and then they have put their own user in. And it seems that they're giving it, admin credentials and whatnot. So maybe we could also do that. Maybe we can modify this command in some way to just update the user. I might try it, let's take this command and let's modify it slightly to fit our needs a bit better. So I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to make a new tab while that's still cracking. I'm just going to do mousepad command. Commands accidentally put an S on the end. But now we have this. So I will make it a bit bigger. And what we're going to do is we know, I'll put it on this side actually. We know that we have a user whose information looks like this. And what I'm thinking is we just modify it and we change the password, or the hash of the password, to something that we know. Forgot to mention this, but xshadow is a reference, I guess, to the etc shadow file on Linux. etc shadow is where all of the password hashes are stored on Linux, which is why I know that's probably the password for the admin user. Also, you know, you can see it's a hash. That's pretty obvious. So what I'm thinking is we update this user in the table, then we try and log in as him. But first we have to go and make his password. So what I'm going to do is, I know that I have a SHA-512 crypt hash, or SHA-512, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make it into I'm going to try and make a hash from it. How to make SHA-512 hash. Let's see if we can do that. Linux, Mac OS, B file name, no, not really what I want to do from a password. Linux, let's try that. Really? That easily? Okay, fine, that's cool. We're going to do it in here. Make another tab, echo-n, and we want our password to be password123 ! Just in case there's some kind of password complexity requirement and it won't let me log in. And then I'm going to pipe that into SHA-512 sum. Very nice. Not quite what we want. Not quite what we want. How does their one work? So they've got a... Oh, hold on. How to create SHA-512 Unix hash from a password. I already have whois. Okay, so this is saying we need to install some package, and then we can make password, and then it asks us for a password. We can put it in, and then it will create that password for us. Okay, let's give that a try. So mk password. Yes, I already have it. Very nice. SHA-512. Does it prompt us? It does. So I'm going to type in password 123 ! Perfect. Oh, that's exactly what we want. Okay, so we now have our hash. How to update a user in MongoDB. I want an example. DB UpdateUser. Okay, that could be it. That looks like a horribly complicated command. Right now I'm thinking we just use the new version of the command, not the one that's in HackTheBox. We use this DB UpdateUser instead of db.admin.update brackets. Might be a bit easier for us. So let's try and construct a command around this. So we'll see if it complains. xshadow is not a valid argument to update user. So I didn't like that. What was wrong with my command? Let's see. xshadow is not a valid thing. Well, I think it is. Anyway, we've had no luck with our cracking, so I'll just leave that as is. And we can delete that tab. Let's see if there's another way to do this. Let's see if the old ChatGPT knows how to use this command. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, it seems to have worked. So let's go to the Unify network, and we'll just see if we can administrator, and it was password 123 ! Do we get in? I don't know if we get in. Is it doing anything? Oh, I think we're in. Let's go. We are in Unify. Thank you, ChatGPT. Very good. So we are in the Unify network now. Let's see what this guy does in order to escalate his privileges further, maybe get a shell. So actually, let me have a poke around first. Let me figure out what we're doing. So current site default, what is all this over here? Dashboard, map, devices. Okay, do we have anything interesting? There's also client statistics, insights, events, settings. Maybe there's something interesting here. Remote access, that could be us. Enable remote access, administrator, and we'll set our password to password 123. So what, can we SSH to the thing now? I'm not too sure. Error registering credentials, unable to connect remote access. Check your network connection. Okay, no, didn't let us do that, but we will keep trying. So backup, guest control, profile services, admins could be quite interesting. These are some users that were also in the database, so I guess we're looking inside that database now. Wireless networks, no, nothing interesting. Got LAN, Threat management, yeah. We'll see about that, buddy. Oh gosh, I don't actually know what the password for the root user is because we changed it. Oh dear. I think I might have made a mistake there. That's awkward. So we'll have to go back and get that at some point. But let's see how we can get a shell. So they've gone to site, then they scrolled down and said device authentication. Oh wait, here's the root password. Okay, good, we haven't lost it. Not a crackable password, very nice. Okay, I was worried I'd have to go back and do the whole box again and make a user instead of updating the admin. Anyway, now we have this, and it says that we can do SSH authentication. I don't remember seeing SSH open though. Oh, it is open. Okay, so that means we can quit or exit. I'll just spam Control-C. Maybe we can... Oh, exit. Okay, let me out. I'm out of here. I'll just do it in a new tab, actually. It's much easier. So now what we can do is we can SSH root at, and then we need to grab the box's IP address. Let's have a look. 10.129.240.22. We're going to trust the certificate, and we have the password. Copy it, pasted, and we are root. Easy pickings, another box in the bag, one step closer to that CCT. Do not look at how messy my bed is behind me. I'll clean it up after this video, I promise. But with that, we have completed the 4th installment of Tier 2 on starting HackTheBox. Starting point HackTheBox. Feeling good. That was a pretty good box. What did we learn there? We learned about this vulnerability that affects Unify Network. I think they're switches, or what are they? Some kind of network device. We learned how to get into that. We learned how to use MongoDB a bit better, so that was cool. And we modified someone's password. We got in, and we got the root flag. Nice times. I don't really know how to sign off, but I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. And once again, thank you to all the new people that have joined. I look forward to hearing from you. Leave some comments or something. Alright, see ya.